Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Pattison Ave Phanatics Show. Full house here for the first time in the new studios here, the Edge of Philly Sports Studios. I'm Tom Kelly, your host. With me, as always, Joseph Marks.
Happy Saturday.
Davey Arnold.
How's everybody doing?
James
hell
Scores.
yeah.
Frank Finnegan.
Deal the cards, push the chips in.
Damon Salim.
Happy Saturday. This is AWW weekend in Philly.
Take a piss. You won't piss on your pants. Just do it.
Just
Full house today, boys. Right out of the gate, before I get into anything, I wanted to apologize to Joel Hands and Beeve for ever questioning him. It wasn't even so much of a question; it was a wonder. And man, he shit on everyone,
All of us.
everyone,
Just
with
a little
the
bit.
exception of
Mr.
Damon
Game
Salim.
over there.
Good morning, Norm.
Take your
Norm. Oh man, good to see you, Norm. I was going to have you call in last week. Your Commanders took care of business against the Eagles. I was texting you, but you were probably busy, doing something.
Norm was doing cartwheels.
Yeah, absolutely. But all right, I wanted to start with the Sixers this week. And I'm going to throw this one right at Damon. Can Embiid literally do whatever he wants to do whenever he wants to do it against anyone in the league? I mean, is that what this guy is?
Yeah, mister.
yeah. I think that one of the things you guys were saying last week that you needed more of that out of him. One of the ironic things he talked about last week is that he and Tobias, when they were coming back, I believe they were coming back from Cleveland, and Tobias sat next to him on the plane and said, "Listen, man, you go as far as we go as far as you go. So we need that energy." Dave and I joked last week. Dave said 40, I said 45. Well, he drops 42.
I was close.
Yeah, you were close, right? And so listen, he and then the 59 and 7 blocks. By the way, Dave, he had 8 blocks.
Is that what he had? Was it 8?
It should have been 8, but Doc didn't count the foul, but that was clear.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
But in that game, what I took away from the 59 points was incredible. But the fact that he controlled the game both sides of the court, meaning
Right.
there was a play in the first quarter when he cornered Sexton, made him turn the ball over, and then in the second half, he turned them at half court, and then he timed it perfectly to block the shot, avoiding a goaltend and a foul. Excuse me. That right there, man, you saw him take the team on his back. Moving forward to last night, Maxey said something. Maxey said, "Who's ever the hot person, we give him the ball." Well, Maxey was hot in the first half. Unfortunately, he gets hurt.
Right.
We saw in the second half, big fella just say, "Ride me, guys.
He
Ride me, guys."
definitely took over.
Yeah, and so I think that this is what I come to realize, TK, to answer your question about that. We're not going to appreciate it until he gets out of the second round. And the reason being, and Frank understands what I'm saying, I go back to the years of Dr. J in 77 when he was up 2-1, 2-0 against Portland, and they got into the big fight, and the Sixers wound up losing 4-2. They had this slogan, "We owe you one." So for years, it was put in question whether he could get us over the hump. They bring in Moses, boom, rest is history.
Right.
So because the Sixers haven't gotten out of the second round, there's always going to be that question mark with Embiid.
Right.
It's there. You don't, like Cuz said, you don't trade a guy like that. You build around a guy like that. Everyone wants to be guard oriented. He's just a great player, man. I mean, both sides of the court. Jokic, great player. Jokic's not doing it.
I actually have a stat for Embiid for the last 3 games. If you guys, if you look, I kind of looked it up this morning, but
Right.
133 points in the last 3 games.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's insane.
That's insane.
That's insane.
133 points in the last 3 games. Think about that. I mean, come on. Seriously.
Yeah. He's just a pleasure. I mean, a pleasure.
You like the new uniforms, New Jerseys?
They don't bother me. It's just
The brotherly love jersey.
yeah. That's their promotional jersey.
Okay.
I don't think I haven't seen it
I'm
yet.
just asking. They're white. It's
Yeah,
brotherly
it
love
doesn't.
on it. They're kind of cool.
It's not like
Yeah.
I
That
like
was the game where he went off though with the jersey.
It's more marketing merch.
Yeah. It's more like, yeah.
I would like to see him in the black 01 throwbacks.
Yeah. So do I.
Yeah, they were good.
They were nice.
It's scary to call it a
Listen,
throwback.
I look at
really.
Embiid as a throwback future because I mean, Dave, you and I grew up in an era where the big man dominated the game, and it just doesn't happen now, So here's a big man dominating the game who can play like a strong 3 or a 4, and it's just unusual that a guy with his skill set can play with the fluidity that he plays with.
Yeah.
We didn't see that kind of thing. I mean, we saw dominant big men, Wilt, Kareem,
Well,
those guys were.
Did you see the video of Giannis yesterday after the game was over?
I've been
No, I
hearing
didn't see it.
Oh my lord!
He in Montrez.
No. He goes no. After the game was over, Giannis went back to the foul line because he wanted to work on foul shots, and they had a ladder where they were trying to put the basket down. He literally took the ladder, threw it to the side, and said, "I'm shooting baskets." And watch the video.
Whoa.
Literally, they were fixing the ladder, like fixing the basket,
Yeah.
and the guy had to this tall ladder. So they put it down. But what happened was Giannis came in. He literally took the ladder, threw it to the other side, and went to the rim, went to the foul line, and started
You
shooting.
do that shit in Milwaukee, you
I
get
know.
smacked in the mouth. You do that around here.
Yep.
Yeah, Giannis been a little disrespectful at the Wells Fargo.
He was not a happy camper.
Well, so there was talk that he and Montrez was going at it because Montrez wouldn't give him the ball. Did that precede that? Or
Maybe
was
that was the case. I don't know,
Ah.
but all I know is
Yeah.
he threw the ladder away and said, "I'm shooting baskets."
Yeah.
You do that in Philly to the work crew in Philly. They'll throw the ladder
They
back.
were-
Yeah, they will.
They weren't too
How
happy.
tall you
They
are.
were
You pick
not
this
too
shit
happy
up,
about
Al.
it. But I'm watching this video and I'm thinking, wow.
He wants to.
You
Yeah,
let
make
him
it-
do this.
Yeah, he wants to. That's crazy.
I mean, then again, it is Giannis. I mean,
Yeah, but he's in Philly. Like
Oh, I
TK
get
said.
it, but I'm
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
but
you-
Take that somewhere else.
Yeah,
I
you
know,
don't do
Take
that.
that to Brooklyn.
Right.
Not here.
What's our Joey? I'll kick this one to you. What's your worry level with the Maxey injury?
It worries me because we're already thin. I mean, I was already worried. I was starting to see a little bit of like Damon's point of view with backup point guard situation.
100%.
And now that we're even thinner at that spot, it makes me even more
Joey, real
concerned.
quick, X-rays were negative, but there's an MRI today.
Okay. That's
Well, I think Doc Rivers said last night
he was
that
in a walking boot.
He was in a
leaving,
walking
yeah.
boot. Yep.
I mean, he rolled it. That's from what I got at the initial
Yeah,
report.
he stepped
but-
on the defender's foot.
Right.
rolled it.
And so sometimes that can go one of two ways. And we've seen this all too often. It's either an ankle sprain or a high ankle sprain.
And before that happened, Joey, he had 24, 4, and 5.
in the
Yeah.
first half.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was on his way to maybe a special night too.
I was probably hit a 40 spot.
Look, this is a kid, and I've said it before. This is a kid, whether you want to doubt him or believe in him, he's going to make you a fan. He's going to make you understand that he's going to do it regardless if you feel like he can or not. And I mean, that's the thing. A lot of people don't see this kid as a superstar or future superstar. And I completely disagree with that.
Yeah, I
I'm with you,
disagree with
Joe.
that
I'm with you,
premise.
Joe.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, I see stardom. in
Yeah,
that
me
kid's-
too.
that
I
kid's
agree
future.
with you
I agree
100%.
with you.
The thing
Kid
that
works
makes
hard
him
every day, you know. I mean,
the thing that makes him unique is there's not one player in the league that plays with the outward expression of joy that kid plays with. I mean,
he loves the game.
you can just see he can't believe himself at times, and you can see it on his face. Like I can't believe I did that. You know, he's got that,
Well, I
he's got
also
that look
feel-
on his face.
I feel like he can't also believe that he's at the level he's at, and he's doing it as a job.
he's
Like,
I got goosebumps
He's
thinking about watching him.
he's
play
worked
like
hard
that.
to be there,
I really
Joey.
do.
well, no, I agree.
He's worked really hard.
But I mean, you got to think if you get to a point where you get to that job that you always kind of fantasize to get into,
Mhm.
and you get there and you're like, man, I get paid for this.
Yeah.
Like,
Al's checking in on the text board, Frank. Frank, you trading Maxey for Durant? Question mark.
You got well. Look, I mean, you have to think about it. You know, if they put that on the table, you
Nah,
got to
I'm good.
think about it.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm
well,
gonna
do
trade
you
somebody else.
mortgage the future for the present?
We know where
Well,
Dame,
I mean,
we know
they don't
Dame
have it. They
stands
don't have a
on
future.
that one.
They don't have a future. Their draft picks are gone. They don't have a
OKC Durant,
futures now.
But but,
Golden State Durant. All
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
but Maxey
Not-
is
not
your
Brooklyn Durant.
future, and regardless if you don't have draft picks, you will have money eventually. I mean, that is just an inevitability. He's
Yeah.
not going to cost you a max
By
contract.
the way, Dame, Mr. Simmons had 15 and 11 the other day against Portland.
Yeah, somebody told me that.
Ooh.
But you know what, dude? I honestly don't
He's-
think about
So
that.
you mean to tell me he's doing exactly what he did in Philly?
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not moved.
Was that as many points as he had all season?
Hey, I think actually it is. Yeah, but he's getting better each week.
It would take Simmons till June to have the points that Embiid had in the last 3 games.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I'm just saying he had.
I don't wanna
15
talk
he had
about that
15
guy.
I know he had a double-double. I'm
I
like,
point to fifth.
Double. What
against Portland too.
did he put on 2 pairs of shoes?
Yeah.
he's here all week, folks.
Try the
He's here all
veal.
week.
He's here all day, ladies and gentlemen.
But I want to go back to what Joey said about Max. One interesting thing about it. Let's say Maxie played on the Sacramento Kings or the Detroit Pistons or the, one of those low bottom feeder teams. He would obviously be the guy, right? He's actually in a unique situation which benefits him because he's playing with 2 potential Hall of Famers and he's allowed to grow into his role at a nice pace without having to carry the team. So, when he has a bad game or 2, he acknowledges it. Last night was the first time I've ever seen him grimace like that. I've never seen him grimace like that. So I'm hoping it's not as serious. I don't expect him to play tonight, which I would throw in Springer. I would let Jalen Springer play. You're playing the Wolves. I would get his kid a shot at the point guard position. I mean, it may not start him, but just to get somebody to neutralize the offense, and see what he can bring. I mean, hey, at this point, it doesn't hurt, and it's unfortunate we were 3 starters. By the way, we were 3 starters down last night, TK.
3 starters down.
3 starters down.
Yeah.
We pulled out that game against that team,
Harris being one of them.
and
I was
so
gonna say, is Tobias back tonight?
I don't know. And he may or may not be, but the thing that interests me about this mini streak, and Dave actually touched upon it last week. They need an 8-game winning streak. And so now I believe it's 3 or 4 in a row or something like that, or 3 in a row at home. But they've beaten good teams. They've beaten no longer a guy called up Tyrone on the best show ever. I need him to do it against Milwaukee and Boston. Well, dude, first of all, last year he dropped 41 on Milwaukee. He dropped 40-something on Boston in the Garden, hit the game-winning shot.
Yes, he did.
Forward. Last night he drops 33 on Milwaukee.
Mhm.
Is that enough for you?
I think so.
No, we want 35.
Well, actually, somebody said they won. Somebody said they won in 60.
Somebody's being greedy over there.
No, I'm being sarcastic.
There's a greediness.
59 wasn't enough. He couldn't get 60.
Yeah, right.
Jeez.
Right.
I'll tell you.
God dang it!
I'm watching these numbers, and I'm cheering, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, gotta eat crow.
I mean, listen.
Get your spoon out.
So let's take last night, right? Because people started arguing with him in the post. I said to somebody, by the way, he was in the post in that game. He was in the post offensively and defensively. Last night, he shot, I think, 4 or 5 shots in a row from the free throw line.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
right there.
he was top of the key.
That's a layup for him.
Yeah,
that's his shot.
Yep, that's his shot.
Now, is it deep in the post? No, but it's actually in the post.
Mm-hmm.
And so what it did, TK, if you think about
Well,
it,
to him, it's in the post, but we get it.
Yeah.
the best play is when they triple teamed them and shaked underneath the basket.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Game
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Because now he's saying to them, "Oh, you want a triple team? You shake, and everybody move, cut down there."
Yeah.
Now, 2 years ago, he would have shot the ball.
You know who I miss? I really miss Drew Holiday. I'm sorry. I do.
Oh, I love.
I
Drew.
love Drew.
I
Oh
knew
yeah, always like.
I am a
Yeah,
true
I never
fan.
had a
Drew's a
problem
good
with him.
player.
You know,
I knew
I
Drew was gonna
watch
be the
him in
player he
Milwaukee.
was.
I'm like, I wish he was with us.
Yeah, I watched him.
You know,
I watched him at UCLA. I knew the player was
he's
gonna
such
be
a good
with-
point guard.
That was a
he-
mistake getting rid of him.
I miss
Well, it wasn't. I knew it. They came. He came. He was the first one to go. in the
Yeah,
process.
well,
he was
him-
literally the first one to go for the Miller
Him and
Order.
Iggy were the first 2 to go.
But would you have been able to build around him?
I think so.
Not Iggy.
Around Drew, you
I'm
could.
talking about Drew.
No, I think
Yeah.
so. I
could
think you could.
No, they were too far away. They were too far away at that point. They wouldn't have got the picks that they
I
got.
watched Drew's game and I'm like, dude, he's the guy can
No,
play.
you.
I mean, let's
Yeah,
And last night he
I'm
was
not
coming. He's
disputing
coming.
that.
He's coming back off an injury with limited minutes.
And
too
he's a good
last night.
defender. And he's a good
But he's
defender.
fun
Still
to
didn't
watch.
impress.
Oh yeah, he's a lot of fun to
Let's be
Love him.
clear.
Love him.
Iguodala proved even after he got traded from here that he still had a lot in the tank.
Yes.
I
but-
mean,
That's because he actually was put into the proper role.
right. He's not a number
Well,
one
he was
guy. He's not.
but he was a Finals MVP.
But he's
Right,
not. He's
right.
not a guy you can build around.
I just love
Right.
former players. I mean, former players.
But
Well,
but driving
Sixers tried
driving
that.
the train, I don't think he would have.
Well,
been
no, the
MVP.
Sixers tried that. It didn't
that,
work.
That allowed him to flourish in the role that
Right.
kind of he was made.
I mean, they tried that here, and
Yeah.
he couldn't.
He couldn't do it.
Couldn't live up to
No
it.
fault of his
AI
own.
2.0.
And it's not. It's not his. It's not
Not
his
his
fault.
fault.
It's just the
That
skill set.
wasn't the
That he
role he
has.
wasn't into.
No, he's just the wrong skill set.
I'm gonna ask you guys this. I've been looking on Facebook, and everyone's mad at the Sixers about the PJ Tucker signing.
No.
I'm not. And here's the
It
reason.
hasn't
why.
been great, but it's not bad.
No,
either.
because I'm gonna tell you why. He's Rodman-like without the rebound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need a guy like that on the team. He did a few things last night that were just like,
You're going to see his value in March.
yeah. And you saw something last night. Sixers missed a shot. He tips the ball, gets the ball back. Little stuff like that. Gets up in Giannis. Like, you need a guy like that. It's not always about scoring 30 points. And I wish people could understand that. That's why it's 5 men on the court. You have your scores, but you have your scrappy guys.
So you're putting like him in the Robin category.
Well, not as far as the rebounder, because Robin was sensational, but I'll put him in the category as far as toughness, as far as gritty, as far as doing the dirty work.
Right.
Doing that Rodman dirty work, absolutely.
But that's why I say you're going to see his value in March.
So
when the players' legs are dropping, and he starts doing what he does, they're not going to like him.
And he's coming back from a knee injury.
So like
rise to life.
3.7 rebounds is okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean,
and stopping one of your best players.
Right.
You know, and I can go small, like to Frank's point. You know, in the playoffs, they're going to go small, give him beat a blow, get a nice run going.
Right.
No,
he's going to be a pain in the ass to any team he's playing against.
Yeah. That's what you want.
How come we can't get consistent play out of Shake Milton?
Because Shake Milton's not that great a player.
Because Shake Milton's hard-headed. I'm going to tell you why. I like Shake.
He's hard.
I mean, too.
I like him a lot. But
Dave's not wrong.
He gets into this mold of like, I'm the guy. I'm like, dude, last night, he comes down court late in the game. Instead of moving the ball, he drives and misses a shot. Doc calls a timeout. I'm pissed. As I'm walking away, my wife said, Doc pulled him to the side. I said, she did? He did? She said, yeah. Because at that point, Shake, move the ball. You're going to get it back.
Right.
Stop thinking you're AI. Stop thinking you're Maxi.
Yep.
Just
He's not.
Shake.
He's not.
And then when you do that, you can help the team. But you move. Embiid has to touch the ball, dude. Come on.
Yeah, I see every time I see Shake touch the ball, I think I see a ready shoot aim guy.
The game changer last night. the game changer last night was Melton's 3. I think that kind of
Love that kid.
Yeah.
How did he do that? How do we steal?
I mean, it's funny because Embiid was driving and he just saw him to the corner and bang.
This is the thing that's really going to throw a monkey wrench into the Sixers going forward, especially if Maxi's injury is more long term. I think that their starting lineup, in comparison to what it was last year, is in disarray. And I mean, that's going to fall, a lot of that responsibility for carrying the weight of that disarray is going to fall on Joel Embiid, because you don't have Harden, you don't have Maxey. I really don't think they have that guy that can still be as much of a producer as Danny Green was from last year in the starting role. Like, I don't think they know how to fill that void, whether it's Thibault doesn't give you enough defense. PJ Tucker's 38. He's not going to give you consistent 37, but he's not going to give you consistent stats on a night-to-night basis.
Here we go.
And so for me, it's a matter of, okay, if I give Tobias the credit and I put some faith in him and it puts him, but now you're putting a lot on Tobias and you're putting a lot on Joel, and then those other 3 spots are kind of like a void. That's where I think D'Anthony Melton comes in, but then you're taking away, it's addition by subtraction. You're taking away something from your bench. And that's why I still feel like the starting lineup's going to be in disarray for quite some time.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. And so what has to happen is you just have to hope to buy some time, Joe. I mean, apparently Harden's out of the boot. He's been at practice. I don't know how much they cranked him up. You guess what? Hoping Korkmaz can come back, because when he got hurt, he was playing pretty well. Prior to that. So
his shot was on. For the most part.
Yeah, you got to
do. Korkmaz does not play defense, and
no, not at all. No. But I'm saying it's like this little, to Joey's point, you just get a little offensive firepower. You're not going to replace Maxey. You're not going to replace any of that. But just to kind of sustain things along the way. But the good thing about the team is they're playing good defense.
And I mean, that's why I feel
which is they're playing
to answer what Tom's saying with consistent play from Milton. I think right now you have to have a little inconsistency to get through that period of like buying some time. You have to have that, like, okay, you're going to get some from Niang, you're going to get some from Milton, you're going to get some from Melton, you're going to get some from whomever else, whether it's Paul Reed or whether it's George Niang or whatever. You got to just take. Daniel House is not like someone to overlook. I mean, this is a guy who I feel like is still trying to find his footing on this team.
Yeah.
And I feel like if he does, he's a great,
Great defender, wing defender.
wing defender, but he's also very versatile on the offensive side. But it's just like Thibault. If you don't give the man enough, see, the criticisms that Thibault has had against him is very similar to like Ben in some regards. Not in every regard, but in some. The Thibault hasn't had enough minutes, nor has he had enough shots to really verify whether or not he's a bust as an offensive player. You have to. We gave Ben Simmons 30 minutes a night. If you don't score points the way that you should, then yeah, you're a bust. That's how we knew.
So you calling Thibault a bust, you're saying?
I'm not. No, I'm actually saying the opposite. I'm not sure I'm willing to sign off on
Yeah,
that.
he's saying he hasn't had enough exposure to
got
say
it.
whether he's a bust or not.
But I bring a little bit out on him, and here's the reason why. Okay, now they want to make him a 3-and-D guy, right? He's a damn good defender, and then when he does get his time, he's tipping balls, causing steals, and all the whole nine. But for me, I'm a proponent of if your shot's not dropping, drive to the basket, get a layup, get to the free throw line, let that ball go in the hoop.
He's scared of that.
There are times when he can just pump fake. And you know who does that? And he's not even nearly as fast as Thibault? George Niang.
Yeah.
He'll pump fake, boom, I'm going to drop to the rack. And he scored his 2,000 point last night on the layups. And he got an
He's not afraid to shoot the ball. Give him that much.
In order to
No.
be a bust, though, Joe, don't you have to kind of expect a certain level out of a guy? I don't know
I don't
exactly
expect anything out of him.
I don't know what anybody's preconceived expectations were of Matisse, but great defender, yeah.
That's what I expected.
After halfway through his first season, you realized how
limited.
Yeah, how limited he actually is.
But he can. Let's take House Jr., for instance. I'm seeing this kid's jumper get better. The problem with his jumper is when he shoots the three, he arches his back. I'm like, dude, just stay vertical. If you stay vertical, because the form is there, everything's there, you're gonna not. But he's not afraid. And then there are times when he's attacking the rack. So I'm saying the Thibault, dude, you're athletic enough. Go attack the rack. Get to the free throw line. That's what he should be working on now, instead of just standing there, concentrating on that 3-point shot. When he hits it, and he does hit it once in a while.
Yeah, once in a while he does.
Look at why we like him as a defender. And I know it sounds weird, but when we talk about body dimensions and what Dame's kind of saying, this guy was drafted because he has long arms.
Yeah.
Because those long arms can make him a very formidable defender. But those long arms can also, if you're willing to drive to the rack, can also put you in really positive, aggressive positions and put that defender kind of on their heels. Because if you're able to put that ball around someone's body and be able to put it up and put it in more consistently, he's going to be a weapon on this team. But I kind of go back to the coaching in the sense that if you're not putting these players in winnable positions, they're going to fail.
I mean, how long has Thibault been here?
3
years.
Has anybody
3
ever
years.
seen him demonstrate that kind of handle on a basketball?
I have, but I haven't seen the aggressiveness.
I agree with Joey. And also, to Joey's point.
Well, I mean, let me finish this.
Yeah.
To be aggressive
Mhm.
in down low, you need a good handle. And if I've never seen him have that kind of handle. Yeah, he can handle it outside, but you're ducking landmines.
Well, I'm also
finishers.
Yeah, you're not. I don't think he has those. You're ducking landmines down there.
That's why I'm also saying about the long arms, Frank, is because sometimes when you have to do the dribble down low like a maxi,
Right.
you have to have great dribble because you're a small guy.
Right.
Thibault's not a small guy, and he's also got those long arms where he could possibly put up like a good layup and start that motion for the layup like a foot inside the free throw line. This is a guy that doesn't need to have the type of dribble like a Maxi because he's got a height differential different than Maxi. But it's about the killer instinct.
I'm going to have to see a different kind of mental game from him to
that's where I'm
to approach that kind of
how
analysis.
do you have that mental game when you're not sure if you're going to play from game to game?
He plays in every game because they need the defense.
He on Thibault, Frank. He on Thibault.
Yeah.
Right, but if you but like how many minutes is he given? Is he given?
How many has he earned in practice?
That's up to him, right?
Yeah.
That's
You got to earn that. I mean, this isn't
and gameplay.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
Let's take Maxi for instance.
Look, I'm a believer in Occam's razor, and the simplest explanation is the best. He just doesn't have the skill set. He just doesn't. There's no other explanation for it. Because if he did, he would
Funny.
take the spot.
Funny, you said that about another athlete in the city,
Who's that?
Jalen Hurts.
No, I did not. I did not. I did not. No, don't put words in my mouth, son.
I recall.
No. What do you recall?
Don't
I
give it away.
recall you saying that he didn't have the arm strength to throw a guy open.
And he didn't at the time.
But he does
didn't.
now.
Okay. And
But
did I do my mea culpa already?
Right. I understand that.
So that
But what
argument's
I'm getting
buried,
at,
right?
but what I'm getting at is you can't say that, okay, Thibault doesn't have it now. Okay, you can read it now.
Okay.
I'm saying I'm trying to read it for what happens going forward.
How many years did Jalen Hurts have in the league when I made that statement?
He had a year.
Okay. How many years has Thibault been here?
Okay, but how many years has he been a starter?
He hasn't earned it.
He hasn't been put there to earn it.
You got to earn it to be.
You got to earn it to be put there, Joe.
But when you have a line of people that are in front of you,
Who are
who
are more talented.
He's had opportunity through
Yes.
injuries
Hold
to start in this league.
Yeah,
He hasn't
he has.
earned it.
Thibault's had his opportunity. There's no doubt about that.
and Thibault has made them count from time to time.
Did he pay you for this segment?
No.
This segment's brought to you by Matisse Thibault's agent.
Let me be clear.
Joey's defending Thibault.
Let me be clear. Is that when you go back and look at the minutes and look at the people he had to compete to get those minutes, you're talking about Danny Green. Are you going to bench Danny Green for Matisse Thibault? No. Look at like who he's dealing with now. PJ Tucker. You're going to bench PJ Tucker to get Matisse Thibault in there? No.
Actually, Joe, if what you're saying is true, he should be taking minutes away from Tucker.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Because he's about 4 million years younger than Tucker. Okay.
I don't disagree, but you already paid Tucker all that money.
No.
investment.
See, now you're bringing a different equation into this.
No,
Now-
not.
Yeah, you are. Now you just went to money.
Right,
Okay,
because
you-
that's
you're
how
not-
you. I mean, if we all, no offense, Dame, but if we went to the idea that money didn't have something to do with it and it was all about skill set, there were times that Tobias disappeared, and the only reason why he didn't disappear from the lineup is because you're paying him a lot of money.
That's a factor. No, but I'm hearing what both of y'all are saying, which is quite interesting. I think that to Frank's point is that he hasn't been consistent enough to maintain those minutes. To your point, Joe, you're saying he hasn't had the opportunity, but when he has had those opportunities, I see him pressing. I see him pressing with that three-point shot. And I'm like, dude, just drive to the basket, finish at the basket. Or the thing about you said about coaching, when he's cutting and Embiid finds him or Harden would find him, he gets a nice layup. It's up to him. But for me, it's like this. Know what you can do and be the best and try to figure out to be the best at it. If you go back to Maxi's rookie year, that's two different ball players, we understand that. But Maxi was fighting for minutes. We know Doc doesn't play young guys. He was forced to play him in that first year.
He couldn't help it.
And then there were times he did not play him, and he didn't play him a lot in the playoffs. He would play them sporadically. Moving forward, the next year, we know what happened. It was by default. But hey, he showed him like, yo, I deserve to be here, and he couldn't pull him out. So you have to have that mindset of like, listen, man, I'm going to figure a way. We're not asking Thibault to give you 20 points, dude. If you can give us a consistent 8, you know what?
8 to
There's
10.
no reason. I'm not even gonna go 10. You can, with his defense,
Right.
If you can give me 8 points, that's literally 2 points a quarter.
Right.
2 points a quarter.
And that's nothing. And I'll go one step further because
You got a
can't do
point.
that.
I'm saying you're wrong.
2 points a quarter.
we go back a little ways to that Hawks series in that playoff run that got us eliminated by the Hawks and that infamous Ben Simmons, pass it up the layup to Matisse Thibault. Matisse Thibault in that
was
series,
shocked.
in that
I was
playoff.
gonna say he was not ready for that.
He
But
was
wait,
shocked.
He was not
right.
ready for that.
But in that playoff run, Matisse
Nobody was ready
Thibault,
for that.
Matisse Thibault was
Ben
good
was.
No, he
in
was.
that playoff run.
He was, but
So-
he wasn't good in that moment. It wasn't his.
No. Well, it's not his fault that he didn't think his teammate would pass up an
wide
open
open
layup.
dunk.
Yeah.
Wide open dunk.
Surprised it didn't hit him in the face. Friggin'
Well,
funny.
it probably would have if he was like a couple inches shorter. But the idea that Matisse has proven from time to time when he's given the minutes and he's given the opportunity, he was given that opportunity in that playoff run. He has proven that he can be successful.
Joe, I agree.
It's hard to, and
Joey's on the Thibault train.
I agree with Frank and I agree with Damon that he is pressing. I'm not denying that.
Joe, I see. Joe.
But what I know is that I know that skill set, if given
agree.
that time to nurture,
Yeah.
because we've been nurturing Tobias's for the last 2 years. So I want to nurture someone else's.
Well, but no.
What does Tobias average a game?
And we,
I gotta look at his, I don't know his
right now,
numbers. I gotta look
14,
at him.
right
up.
now,
I gotta look him
14,
up.
right now 14.
14.
Is he 14?
Right now,
Okay.
14. Right now, 14.
That's low
But
for him.
It's low, but let's go back to this.
Usually he's about 18.
I like
Yeah.
Thibault. I want him to be successful. I like his we need Thibault's defense.
Yes.
I was just talking to him.
Totally agree with that.
He's like, dang, remember I said we need. No, I agree, but he has to find get to the free throw line. If you give consistent 8 points a night, Doc's going to put you in.
Is this the Thibault show or any chance?
Yeah.
No, because what
It's a Thibault report.
what they're saying is because if he steps his game up a little bit,
They
you don't
become a
have to-
better team.
Well,
you don't have to play PJ Tucker all that money.
There you go.
and
Better team.
you could possibly, when Harden and Maxey come back,
Right.
if Thibault's up to where we're discussing it, then you have more stability in that starting lineup.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel
And
like
youth.
this started. Yeah.
I mean, if that doesn't tell you about their faith in Thibault, bringing in some guy with his AARP card.
Yes.
to
Hey, don't
start.
dish your AARP card, man.
I'm waiting for mine in the mail.
So Dave, are we the
You'll
new,
get it,
are-
trust
are,
me.
we the new Philadelphia Rockets? man?
No. Although
I'm just
they're,
asking.
they're still trying to get the kid out of Houston. What's the guy's name? You saw his name too. Gordon. They're still going to get Eric Gordon. Somebody said don't be surprised if that's a
I'm
move.
telling you, we're the Philadelphia Rockets.
Whatever gets you a ring.
Whatever gets you a ring.
That's right. Yeah.
Whatever gets you a ring.
Two words, Doc Rivers.
You're can this team
I do not
survive
disagree with
if
you.
Maxey's out for an extended period of time? And I know,
Yeah.
and Harden, I don't know what his window to come back is. I know he's got his
was
walking
3
boot
weeks.
off.
Okay.
It was.
Here's your standard. Christmas.
Who?
Christmas.
This for the team.
What you mean? As
What,
far
to
as
have
everybody back?
If everybody's back by Christmas, that's when the NBA season starts.
Frank's looking ahead again. Oh, geez.
Now you're starting to sound like Joel Embiid from a week or so ago.
It's not.
Frank.
It's not.
As long as we have Thibault,
it's not
we'll
a
be
lie.
all
As
right.
we have Thibault. we
Yeah,
have a
hey, look.
chance.
Yeah, if Matisse is flowing,
Much like the Phillies, Thibault doesn't deserve to be out there on.
Matisse will be the grease that makes that machine move.
that 8 points
Yeah.
counts a lot. That's 2 per quarter.
Matisse will paint that canvas with anything that needs to be
It's the
painted.
Matisse
now.
Thibault show. Starring
Yeah, you gotta
Joey.
stop.
All right, I'll do you one
Yeah,
better.
took your
I took it one step too far.
3 points a
3
quarter.
points a quarter.
That adds up to 12 points a game.
Is that a foul shot? Is that
that
a foul
tops your
shot
10.
too?
Yeah.
That's
it's a
one.
foul
Okay,
shot.
That's
okay,
one.
okay.
1 3 a quarter.
So 2 and a foul shot.
2 and a foul shot.
No, an open three.
Dame, you nervous
Open
about Maxey
Time out.
being
Before I
out?
go-
Yes, I am.
Guys,
Yeah.
before I
Very
go foul
nervous.
shots, how
Very
much
nervous.
Chick-fil-A did it?
Look,
last
I'm
night?
nervous, but like I
no
said
kids.
earlier,
How much Chick-fil-A did the
difference.
fans get last night? That's what I want to know.
You get an upgrade.
Because
get an upgrade.
Giannis missed. He missed 2 foul
He missed
shots.
4.
Was it 4?
What?
Nice.
He
Nice.
missed 4.
Well,
He missed
this
You
is
know-
the guy that's supposed to be the
He
Greek.
missed more than 4.
You
He
know
missed more
who's,
than 4.
you know-
for that.
So
you know
if
who's
you
not? You know who's not nervous about Maxey
uh-oh.
getting hurt at work? David Archeri, Esquire. Workman's compensation, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, criminal law. It's www.cherryinjurylaw.com. Give Dave a call at 610-565-0300. Tell him the fellas over at the Pattison Ave Phanatics and EOP sent you. I would like to transition into the Eagles just because that's the
Yes.
graphic that I had up.
Yes.
But
tell him Matty B sent you.
I will tell Matty B and Howie Roseman sent you. My God. Were we completely exposed against Washington?
Oh, we're on Eagles gonna.
Yeah, we
Okay,
definitely
okay,
transitioned. You
okay.
can take the blue hat.
Yeah,
off.
you can turn your mic down.
You threw me off on that one, but
You
I
can
know.
turn your
I
mic
know.
down.
Look, if I got injury talks, man, I slide David Terry in there every chance I get.
Yeah.
It works
and
for
I'm
the
sure he
transition.
appreciates everything you say for
The
him.
beginning of the exposure was the week before.
What against Texans?
Because
Yeah.
and I mean,
Was it
Washington's got miles
Wait a
of
minute,
tape on
Frank,
us.
was it the layoff? The layoff have something to do with it?
No, I don't think it was a layoff. I think it was a little bit.
I don't think it was Ross.
I mean,
I-
playing
no.
Thursday and not playing till the next
No,
Sunday.
no, I
Mini bye
don't
week?
think the layoff had anything to do with it. I think
Okay.
some of those guys on the team.
Just thought I'd ask.
So no, I think some of the guys on the team were smelling themselves a little bit. And they thought that they could beat the Commanders easily.
Okay.
I think they took them a little lightly. I think I think.
I like the fact you said Commanders. That's good. I like that.
I didn't say commie.
No. Not
Or
even
Commanders.
that.
Are you giving them a little respect because they beat us? Are you calling
You
them?
got it. They earned it.
If Deal's listening, he's smiling ear to ear right now.
Are you listening to this, Norm?
Norm's
They'll
old
still
school
be.
Norm, you called your team the right name. You got to be happy.
For this week, they will be the Commanders because they beat us.
You said it again.
But next week, they're going to go back to being the commies.
All right. Good morning, to everybody at the lobby at Deals
Hey,
on Wheels.
they have the Texans
morning,
on Sunday.
Sabrina.
They
Good
can
morning,
still be
Norm.
the Commanders.
Well, not to me.
Oh, okay.
They're
Well,
not playing me next week.
I heard something on the radio this week, and it
Just saying.
astonishes me. The NFC is so bad that the Commanders actually have a chance to make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, they're
He wrote, "Oh, I'm listening and recording." There you go.
Well, you better keep that recording for January.
Yes,
'cause it's gonna
sir.
be
This
mute.
might be the only time we throw flowers at your feet, so take it when you can get it, brother.
Come January, come January, your Commanders are going to be fishing.
Oh man,
Ooh, I don't know. Ooh, Taylor Heineke's playing.
No, I think
you be ice fishing,
I think the blueprint was written the week before, and
Washington followed.
Washington followed it, and then Howie followed up this week and said we have to close that door.
Yeah.
So Frank, with that kid, Brian Robinson, he can go.
That kid does not want to go down.
Yeah.
Listen, I
I'm
mean,
telling you, the kid's a player.
the
He couldn't
kid.
be stopped on Monday night. That was the thing.
Yeah.
That kid can play.
No, he's
got
got
shot.
he's
That's
got
the
a
kid
he's
that
got a
was
set of
shot.
he's got a set of pistons on him. That's
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
was happy. I got the Antonio Gibson touchdown, like I said last week. I was excited about that. So thanks.
Yeah.
Were we exposed? To a little bit. I mean,
Yeah, sure we are.
when you lose a kid like Jordan Davis, who is starting to find his own, but I don't think we were exposed to say like that's the formula to beat us, because I go back to the Eagles clearly beating themselves. I go back to Jalen Brown throwing AJ Brown that ball. Jalen Hurts throwing AJ Brown that ball, and AJ Brown holds that ball. That's a different ball game. I go back to when
That was a nice pick by that kid, though. You got to give him credit.
It's uncharacteristic, like of AJ Brown.
It's
Not to hold
uncharacteristic.
that, too.
And
A lot of
Give credit to the kid who made the pick.
a lot of quirky things had to happen.
I mean, he came up. He
There
came
was
out
a lot of
nowhere.
fluky crap that
Yeah.
happened in that game.
So this game was fluky from the gate when that kid, whoever his name is, he should be like on his way on Amtrak right now out of the city when he roughs the kicker.
Agreed.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So
I remember that.
I knew
Yes.
from the gate, I said, it's going to be one of those nights. And then Goddard never fumbles, Frank.
No,
Never.
never.
And I'm like, Goddard, and like, oh, I see why he fumbled.
Yeah, somebody's ripping his head off.
And for Kelsey to say that Kelsey, I love you, dude, no. My eyes don't lie. I know a pretty woman when I see one, and I know a non-pretty woman when I see one. All right? Let's keep it a bean.
All women are beautiful.
All women are beautiful, but everyone
Inside.
everyone
And
has
out.
different tastes. What I'm saying
There
is
you go.
that was a clear all day long face mask.
I think Kelsey was just trying to take away excuses so the younger guys on
Nah,
the team wouldn't use them.
That's not necessary. Don't do that to the fan base. We're
Nah,
way
look,
smarter.
we know better than
He
that.
knows
Kelsey,
that, though.
Yeah.
Kelsey's got a position in the room where he's
he was playing. He's playing that up.
he's
for the
playing to
younger
the
guys.
room. He's not playing to us.
No, but even if you play into the room, you just basically know that was a face mask. But I'm with the Eagles. That's not the reason the Eagles lost.
It's not.
You guys know I despise referees.
Sirianni said the same thing.
I don't think refs should be allowed to ref games. I
One-
really believe.
there's
but
one
that's
word-
just me.
There's one word that describes why the Eagles lost that game.
What's
Yeah,
that,
there's- I
what's
don't
that
want
word?
this at
There's
all.
one word. There's one word that describes why the Eagles
What
lost
is
that
that
game.
word?
Gannon.
Yeah, Gannon wasn't good, TK.
Joey's smiling over there. I
I'm
see
telling
him.
you.
Look at Joey crossing his arms, smiling.
When we were playing the sticks in the first quarter, I looked at my son and said, "They're going to play soft defense. We're going to lose this game
Right. You know why he did that?
Oh,
too?
you knew right away? You were right on it.
right away."
You know why he
Wow.
did that, Frank?
I knew it in the second play of the second half. I said to my son, I said, if they throw the ball in any of these 3 or 4 downs, we're going to lose the game.
Norm checks in.
And they threw the ball on second down.
Well, wait a minute. What about the pass interference on Dotson that wasn't? Refs make bad calls in every game, and he's right. They did. They make bad calls.
All right, so we
Okay,
got
okay.
3 bad calls against us. You
Okay.
got 1, Norm. Okay, it evened out. You won the game.
How about the one they called?
Get your commies off my back.
So they roughed the passer on Heineke, and he was in bounds, and it wasn't even rough for the passer.
Right.
Those refs were despicable.
They were awful.
I agree.
Despicable.
Now, according to Norm, they were the greatest refs in the world.
And listen,
Wow.
okay,
Oh shit! If it was reversed, I would echo the same
absolutely.
sentiment.
I don't blame the refs. The refs aren't the refs were a symptom of the disease.
The game shouldn't have been that much in question.
No.
I mean, if if you want to be
The
real
Eagles
about
offense
it.
did whatever they wanted. They just had fluky turnovers.
I blame a little bit of Steichen.
Wait a
Just
minute.
smidgen of
Well,
Steichen.
Scary Terry was open all
I
day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. So
Slay got torched.
That
What-
kid, he torched that.
and I'm
But
gonna.
that was
Because
but
it
that
was
was
Gannon.
the way Gannon was playing
I,
it.
I get it, but I'm saying, but you can't give McLaurin that much.
I-
leeway.
I'm gonna
was
bring
that
Deal
that
into
kid can
this
play.
because Deal is
He's a good
like my
receiver.
dad. He's a Washington fan, and my dad's up in heaven. And every Washington Eagles game is the Marks Family Bowl. I mean, that's just the way it
Hey,
is.
Frank 8-1.
And here's the thing, my dad.
Can't argue with that.
My dad would honestly be after that game, and I said this on Eagles the post game show. I said my dad would honestly be up in heaven, going, you know why my guys won? Because we didn't have that other guy quarterback, and that's why we won. I'm like, there would always be an argument during those kind of games, but I wanna go and I want to get into Jonathan Gannon.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Let's open up that can of worms.
Yeah, and you know what? It's Carson Wentz's fault. We lost again.
Yeah, because he didn't get in the game. Damn it. That was 5 turnovers. guaranteed.
That's why my dad said.
Wentz is still racking up
But
losses.
Tom, that's why my dad would say that. That's exactly why my dad would say
You're
that.
blaming Carson for. Oh,
But that's why my dad would say that.
You couldn't suit up Carson.
Because my dad would go. My dad hated it when the Skins at the time picked up Donovan McNabb, because he's like, oh great, another washed up quarterback. Thank you very much.
So is that a big Theismann fan too?
My dad was not a big. My dad was a Mark Rippon, Doug Williams kind of guy.
Okay, gotcha.
And so, like, I saw a lot of Doug Williams and Mark Rippon when I
Believe
was
in
young.
Heineke.
But my
Kiss my Heineke.
I believe in Heineken, not Heineke.
so my point, I'm going to go and I'm going to let loose on Mr. Jonathan Gannon. I told you before I was not impressed. I was supposed to be impressed after the 6 sacks. I was supposed to be impressed by the 3 turnovers.
I asked you.
I was supposed to be impressed by all these different individual performances. But I said, no. I haven't seen enough blood yet. And you know what? The only blood I'm going to see is you getting your ass fired. Because you don't deserve to be a defensive coordinator in this league. Period. Bottom line. If you can't figure out after the first 30 times they run on you to maybe pack the box, to maybe force them to have this Taylor Heineke kind of asshole throw the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Your 5-2 defense did not help you stack in the box.
What defense?
You're
A 5-2.
5-2.
Well, I mean, there was a lot
They
of
played
2
5 across. They played a lot of 5
5
I
across.
never even heard of it.
Yeah, well,
No,
I mean, a
it's-
4-3 defense giving your linebackers the opportunity because you're softer in the
Right.
middle.
It's the newest thing.
And
Dave.
you
It's
can
called
have
5-2.
And Tom, you and I both know this.
You guys never heard of a 5-2 defense?
Dame has it.
A 4-3 and a 4-6?
I've heard of the 4-3 to 4-6.
Well, that's what the Eagles are running, a 5-2.
Well, I mean, that's not that they don't run that exclusively.
No, but they were doing a
It's
lot of that
situational.
I don't like it.
It's
on
situational.
Monday night.
It's a
don't like it.
situation.
Tom, you and I both know this. With a 4-3, if you feel like they're running, those 2 outside linebackers
Gee,
can cheat up.
Gee, I don't know. That young kid you drafted in the 3rd round, maybe give him a shot to chase down these running backs.
I'm just saying.
DK, read that quote for Joey.
And to think there are teams out there that want him to be their head coach, Wayne Miller. That's to your point, Joseph.
That's for you,
That's to your point, Joseph.
Let him go.
So when Joey talks about the first 30 plays, there
He
was a
said,
time,
"Let go."
Frank, there was a time during the game.
Be
I
free.
forget the guy's name.
Be
Number-
gone,
they're,
Satan.
they're like Wildcat player, number 10. Every time he ran behind Heineken,
Yep.
I called the play.
Yeah.
I said, oh, they're going to run right.
Yeah.
Oh, now they're going to run left.
All they did was
Oh.
misdirection.
Oh,
Let
and
me
then-
ask
and
you
then-
guys a
and then
question.
There was one play, and I go, oh, they're going underneath. I'm up here calling plays
Yeah.
in my living room.
Let me ask you guys a question. If you
Way to
do
go, Tony
something-
Romo.
If you do something wrong 40 times,
Uh-huh.
do you think you would improve what you would do the 41st, the 42nd?
I got to do it 20 more times before I get it from my pocket.
I don't know. You defended Ben like 40 or 50 times before you before you jumped off that train.
Maybe it was past Gannon's
Look,
bedtime and he was tired. I don't
Look,
know.
Gannon played.
I was drinking too much. at
What's-
that time.
Sorry, Joe. That was low down.
I just need to know something, from Gannon. You watch the tape on Heineke, okay, and you know the kid is going to throw the ball away, but you're playing a soft defense to the sticks, and you're not applying pressure to the kid. I don't get it. I don't get what he was thinking.
I want you to explain something to me, Frank, because the last time we faced the Commanders,
Right.
we had a show here, and you said, and I said, I haven't seen much from Gannon's defense. I want more sacks. And you said to me that show, well, Joe, strap up, buckle up. You're going to get a lot of sacks. And you were right.
Yeah.
You were right.
Right.
But last time I checked, the Commanders, they're the same team. Why the hell did we not sack them as much as we did the first time?
Because they lost their big guy in the middle, and obviously they all know that Fletcher Cox is shot.
Yeah, and when Jordan Davis is drawing minimum 2 defenders,
I mean, that's what it comes down to.
every single.
That's what it comes down to.
But
Fletcher Cox is shot.
But are we?
And I hate saying that.
Is
But
the
gave
end,
us nothing.
the end,
But are
the
we
end is near for
basing-
Fletcher?
Yeah.
Playing too many snaps.
Are
Yeah.
we basing our whole defensive line success off the rookie? I mean, I get it. You guys
off
aren't
the
wrong.
6'7", 360-pound rookie.
I
Yeah,
get that. But you got to remember, we got to the playoffs last year, and we got that
and
guy.
got undressed.
Right? No, I get that. But we went to the playoffs last year, and
got our
that's saying
doors
so.
blown off.
But what I'm getting at is there's still guys on this defensive line that should show some heart because of what they did last year, and they're not.
And what Joey's saying
He's a
is
shot fighter, Joe. The guy who's in the middle is a shot
no,
fighter.
but what Joey's saying
That's why
too,
they brought in 2 other
But
shot
yes.
fighters, hopefully to help.
Yeah.
but that comes
Take the
down to
snaps off
coaching. That comes down to coaching. If you know that you just lost that rookie, that 6'7" rookie,
Yep.
right, and then Fletcher Cox, so you have to put them, to Frank's point, in better position.
Yes, you do.
You have to come up with the scheme. You could have brought White up, your linebacker. You could have brought him up. You could have rushed your linebacker a couple of times.
You could have gone 3-4.
Oh, by the way, you
Yeah, you
could
could have shortened up your rotation.
You could have gone 3-4 and put 4 linebackers in the game, going with 3 defensive linemen, and
I would've loved that.
filled all the gaps.
You could have
So
did
they
the old
couldn't
Jimmy
run.
Johnson. You could have rushed
Guys.
Darius Slay a few times.
Guys, you guys are talking sense to a person in Jonathan Gannon that doesn't understand sense.
No, Jonathan Gannon only understands what he thinks he understands, and he doesn't want to hear anybody else's explanation
You understand?
for what they what we understand, which is our eyes.
Right. and here's the thing: even with me with no eyes, I'm
Yeah.
able to
A
understand
blind
that.
man could see that.
They're not-
Exactly.
So Deal says, if by chance the Eagles start losing the next 2 or 3 weeks in a row, do they sit Cox and change the DC?
Big word there, Norm. If
No,
Change the
no.
DC,
No,
maybe.
No, worry about your Commanders. Stop.
but no. Sid Fletcher Cox,
North
no.
5-5.
They,
right
they,
now.
they brought in.
Oh my
they
God,
brought in
5-5.
They,
I'm just saying.
they brought in Sue.
He's
And they
not a
brought in
loser.
Linville
We're
Joseph.
5-5. We're not
because
a loser.
They're taking snaps away from Cox to help keep him fresh.
Dominican Sue's going to come in and going to rip Dak Prescott's mouth.
Here we go.
Yeah,
See, you're bringing the Cowboys into this. This is not even, we're on
Yeah.
Eagles territory.
Dave was like, yeah,
Yeah.
here come the Commanders all show long.
He's going to rip Ezekiel's mask off.
And then
Time
step
out.
on his face.
The guy hasn't touched the field in how long?
Hey, listen.
Since January.
Since
That's-
January.
That's why we
Thank
got him.
you.
He's nice and fresh.
And he takes off.
So what?
And he takes off.
Dak barely
and-
touched the
and-
field
and he-
since
and he- and he
January
takes
of
off-
last year.
And last time I checked,
Oh, wait, he didn't make that far.
Dominic Stewart takes
Sorry.
off plays when he wants to.
That's why he's nice and fresh for this run.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, he can take off plays because he'll be in a rotation.
That's right.
Okay.
I never thought I'd ever utter these words on this show.
Uh-oh.
I agree with Dave.
Yikes.
I don't think Sue is the answer. I don't think Joseph's the answer. I know you had to fill the void because you have injuries, but like I said before we went on air to Frank, there's a big void that Howie still has yet to fill, and that's a big, huge question mark, and that's kick return.
Yes.
I get
Special
that we
teams
need
are
a
not good.
I get that we need a big guy in the middle. I understand that. You're paying Fletcher Cox $14 million. Tell him to step up or step out. So I hate to say it, but I agree with Dave.
Okay.
I'm not.
Joe,
I'm not-
yeah,
okay,
Joe,
can I
it's
say something?
it's the same thing to your
Can I say something?
Thibault Tucker point.
Can I say
It's
something?
money.
Before you say your thing, what was the
No, I
what
just
was the
don't think they
payment
have
to
anyone
Sue?
else.
What did they give Sue anyway? I didn't know.
I don't know.
And
I didn't
nobody
know.
knows.
Not that they said-
Nobody knows.
I've
It's
been,
one
I've been
year
trying to
deal.
figure that
The
out.
contract has not been disclosed.
It's not at all. It's a 1-year deal. That's all we
Yeah.
know.
It's just a 1 year deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy one, get one freeze to Bob's Big Boys in
They
O'Connell
might
Buffet.
they
I
might have
was
taken
thinking that.
It's
they might have
incent-
taken a
I
per
was thinking
diem
of Denny's
No.
thing or something. I don't know.
There's incentives like if he builds up and we get to the Cowboys game, if he sacks Ezekiel and knocks him down and Dak about 4 times,
That's what
he
you
gets
want
an
to
extra
see.
$1.5 million in his contract just to pull out the Cowboys.
Breaks the chicken wing off that guy.
Let's just keep something in mind, fellas. When Sue was in Tampa Bay and he had all that help on the
Leave my
defensive
boys
line,
out of it. We'll see you
he
Christmas Eve,
he
pal.
was not the
In a
big
meaningless game.
He wasn't the big star on
Hey,
the
it may not
defensive
be.
line.
That may not be. I
No,
don't
but
know.
here's the deal.
He wasn't.
I'm gonna go back to something.
You had JPP that was a bigger star on that defensive line.
All right,
than
Norm.
Sue.
Don't you have a carburetor to replace or something now?
Go change the tire, Norm.
Go grab a beer. Cheers,
What's
Norm.
up, Sean?
Hey, so Joe.
Eagles need to play more 4-3, says Sean Kilray.
There you go.
So Joe, let's say this. In all fairness to Fletcher, you know he and your buddy don't get along because your buddy's putting him in a bad situation.
Who's his buddy?
Gannon.
Gannon,
sorry.
yeah.
Gannon's put
Sarcastic, buddy.
Sorry.
and they
Gannon hasn't liked
I
him since
misread that.
since he didn't like since Fletcher came out publicly last year about his defense.
He and Gannon have not been on the same page. Now, is that an excuse for Fletcher? No. Well, I will say this. For me, and I hate to do this, but I have to. Jimmy Johnson, and it's two different coaches, 2 different players. But
Universes.
Jimmy
It's
Johnson
like apples and
saw
doorknobs.
It's like apples and stars.
He knows where I'm going.
Let
That's
alone
why-
apples and oranges.
Welcome to the Pattison Ave Phanatics Show, everybody.
I'm right now.
As you could tell,
No, that's a good
we
one.
all know who the doorknob is in the analogy.
He's a knob, all right.
He's
Apples,
the broken
Think
doorknob.
about that for a second. Apples and doorknobs.
I'm writing that down. That's a classic. So Jimmy Johnson puts 20 in a
Like that
position
drop.
to be the player that he became, right? Because everyone forgets my guy, Michael Zordic, was the guy before before Dawkins.
That's
Yeah.
that's sortage.
Yeah, Zordic.
Excuse me, I apologize, Zordic.
Yeah.
So he groomed him, but then Johnson comes in and boom, right? So I'm not asking Gannon to be Jimmy. I'm not asking Fletcher to be Dawkins. But what I am saying is that this guy has a skill set. He's your best player. You're supposed to build around that or utilize him to that point. He's yet to do that. And for whatever reason, Fletcher, man, I saw it. Was it Monday night?
Yeah.
I watched. I said Fletcher's giving us nothing.
Hey, I like Sean Kilran's point
Yeah, I
here.
do too.
Employing Hassan Reddick at defensive end spot would allow the Eagles to insert Nakobe Dean at the Sam linebacker spot on select downs, allowing for 3 athletic, aggressive linebackers to help alleviate some of the stress being put on the defensive front.
But that's what Joey and Frank are saying the same thing.
Right.
For instance, by the way, Reddick's played well for us this year, but that's something you can explore.
Yeah.
That gets
Why not
small.
explore it?
Yeah.
Especially since against a bad team.
Look, I don't understand. I don't understand why he didn't go
Right.
eight in the box and run blitz right from the beginning. And because if you do that, you're forcing Heineke to throw the ball.
Dude.
And if you're forcing Heineke to throw the ball, he's going to make a mistake. You're not playing a
Right.
soft zone that he was playing and putting our cornerbacks in a difficult situation.
Yeah.
Because it got them to third down where they had no idea what was coming. They didn't know whether they were going to pass, didn't know whether they were going to run. So now you've got us back on our heels.
And that
If
third
you
down,
play aggressive on the first 2 downs like the Eagles had done most of the season, then the cornerbacks are covering guys at third
and
and
that,
8.
I'm
third,
telling
and that
you.
third down
When you know the pass
conversion,
is coming.
that third down conversion in the first half, gas.
You run that 4-3, you allow Nakobe Dean to pin his ears back and just do that young
want the
kid
boy to eat.
chase
I want
the
him to
running back
eat.
all night long.
I mean,
Let that dog out, man.
here's what
Yeah.
here's
Agreed. I
mean,
know
what
James
part-
is all about that.
I mean,
That's for damn sure.
is Gannon not talking to Sirianni because the whole key to the Eagles team is keeping the
Hold-
offense
hold-
on the field.
Hold up. Gannon shouldn't be going to talk to Sirianni. Sirianni should
should
be
be.
going to talk to Gannon
I
and
think,
say,
I think he laid him
look,
out.
look, get your head
I
out
think
of
he
your
did too.
ass.
I think he did too.
Because here's the thing. I would have chewed his ass out.
Robert Plank checks in. Bend don't break mentality killed us. I don't disagree
I'm
with
gonna.
that.
Did anybody else see this at the end of the first half when they were doing the cutaway from for television? Did anybody else see Sirianni throw his headset down?
Yes.
Did anybody else see that?
I
did
missed,
not.
I
I
missed
can't
that.
say that.
It doesn't surprise me.
He
I
took
might have been on a
I
knock.
never saw in every game that Sirianni's. I've never seen him get upset like that. He took his headset off and slammed it down before he walked off the field at halftime, and I went, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know,
Sean Kilran says Gannon does not need Reddick dropping into zone. He is an edge rusher, plain and simple. I'm right there with you, brother.
No, he's good enough to cover. That's
Yeah,
what makes
but
but I mean, not a wide receiver, but he's good enough to cover a tight end.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of tight
So,
ends,
Frank,
let's let go ahead.
before you go that direction,
Mhm.
should have stayed down on that catch, or should he?
No, he should have got up
No,
and
he should've
ran
got
it.
up and ran.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100 times out of 100. You
Yeah.
have an opportunity, go.
Right.
Just-
No one's around
you-
to go.
No,
I
I'm
mean, the
saying-
guy, he saw the guy
It was
on
a touchdown.
the one
If he
side.
gets up and runs right, it's a touchdown.
But,
Yeah.
but the guy was on his tail when he got.
But
doesn't matter.
No, he was
No.
he was 3 yards away. He just
he wasn't on his
he,
tail.
he wasn't right on his.
But he caught him though. I'm saying. But he caught
Well,
him.
he caught him because he was getting up, getting his balance. What he didn't do was secure the football.
Right.
You know, I mean, it wasn't about him not getting just laying there. It was about him.
No, I'm saying-
securing
I'm
the
saying,
football.
But if he
Because,
stays,
because if he lays there,
It was a fluke
if he-
fumble.
but if he
if he
stays
lays-
on the ground, if it's first
no,
down,
if he stays on the ground, he gets.
but it's a first down.
He gets blasted. Like people will go off. Like, dude, why don't you
Yeah,
try to run?
no, you can't. No, he did the right thing.
Did the right
I
thing.
do not fault him
I
for
don't-
getting
I
up
don't-
and
I don't-
running.
I don't-
No,
No, every time.
Yeah, no,
But
but secure the damn football.
I think if you guys go back to last year when Sirianni decided, I'm going to continue to salute him for that. He said something last year. He was like, to the effect of, someone asked about him talking to Gannon. He said, "Yeah, I gotta cover everything." I forget the exact words, but when he gave up play
Offensive
calling,
coordinator.
and gave it over to Steichen, that let me know right there that Joe, he's on top of this with Gannon. I think they had a closed door meeting.
Yeah, they had to come to Jesus. They had to come to Jesus moment this week, and that's why. That's
we'll
why.
never know, but I believe
No,
that.
no, we didn't. We don't have to know because Howie answered it.
TK knows. the
Howie
true
went out and
reference.
got 2 guys for the middle.
TK.
Because the argument in the room that week was, what the hell are you doing in the middle? Well, what I'm doing in the middle is I'm dropping my guys back and playing zone because I don't want to get beat over the top because we're a little weak up front. Oh, we're a little weak up front. Why don't you bring an 8th man in the box? Well, I don't trust my guys. What do you mean you don't trust your guys? You got the best corner duo in the league. I can hear this argument happening in that office right now.
TK would get this
fly on the
reference.
wall.
Yes.
You're that fly on the wall.
TK would get this reference.
Well, I mean, I got an answer for every one of his
Nick
arguments.
Sirianni
wrong.
took
Frank's not wrong.
Jonathan
I agree with
Gannon and put him in a room and beat him to death with a wiffle ball bat.
And have Frank the fly on the
Yeah,
wall.
but see, my wiffle ball bat would have
Oh,
concrete
God.
in it.
At least wet newspaper and then taped it back up.
Yeah, concrete. I want to hear bones snap when I hit him with it.
So let's explore that. Linval Joseph gets signed first, right?
I like Linville Joseph.
13-year veteran, by the way.
That's okay.
What can he offer at this point? And then Sue, you're right, Dave. No, he hasn't played.
What he can offer is an immovable object.
Yep.
But we're not asking, obviously, Sue from 5 years ago because that player no
No,
longer
you don't need him to
as
rush
Frank-
the passer.
as Frank would say, that player
I
no
think
longer
you
exists.
already have
Well,
an
he got
immovable
6 sacks
object.
last year.
I think you already have an immovable object in Fletcher Cox.
No.
He's just not moving the direction you want him to move.
Right.
Well, you cut his snaps down.
I didn't say an immobile object.
Okay.
You cut down.
Sorry. Distinction and
Touche.
difference. Sorry.
You cut down Fletcher's snaps, but I think what they can do
Fletcher's
in
taking a
certain
beating in this place.
situations, and I joke
He's
about
done, and I'm sorry to say that.
I joke about Ezekiel and all those guys, but you can put them in certain situations where you know the point of it is you don't want the team to think that they can just run on us anytime they want to.
Right,
right.
You want to put in their head like, listen, dude, I don't know if we can do this. We may have to go past now, as opposed to we could just like Frank said, the Texans did it with the kid Pierce, and then all of a sudden last week with Robinson and the other guy. So you want to get that out of their heads that they can just come run on us.
You just need to block the sun's shadow in the middle of the line, and that's what those 2 guys are.
Yeah.
You're not asking them to rush the passer anymore.
Pillars of granite.
Yeah, no, not granted. just like, okay, I got to go
Clog
this
up the
way.
middle.
I
Clog
can't
up the
go
middle.
there. I got to go this way, and it's giving your speed guys in the back a chance.
Yeah.
It's but you can't have the middle of the line be pudding, and that's what they were last week.
Yeah.
They were
No,
pudding.
with the
Doesn't it concern you, Dane, that Ndamukong Suh has not been picked up by anybody, and then all of a sudden Eagles going to get him in week 10?
No, because you know why?
In week 10 or 11?
A guy like that.
that's
a guy
just
like
making
that,
depth.
He's not going to go to any team.
Mm-mm.
Like, and I only say this because I remember the Eagles being on that side. We're like, can we get something? Like, no, they're not coming here because we
Right.
weren't good enough.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
So-
being week 11 of the season, and he's sitting on the side.
No, but I believe that. I mean, I'm not in the meetings, but I believe that he.
Well,
was
if
approached by other teams.
if you're bringing him in to start, that's different than
Yeah.
bringing him in as a rotational
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah.
And
In my opinion.
He's a 20 snap a game guy.
And also,
at
he's
this
not
point in
going
his
to go
career.
somewhere with those 20 snaps to some
Yeah, he ain't going to New
You're
Orleans.
not going to the Cardinals.
You can not go to New Orleans.
No, my point being
You
is, I
can
mean,
bet your bottom dollar he'll be on the
And
field.
Pat Bernard is banned once again from the show. What's up, fellas? Let's whip out our pickles.
Okay.
But
I
guess
but you can bet your bottom dollar Sue and Joseph or just one or the other will be on the field on third down.
my point
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
but
yeah.
Sue being a good player as he is,
Yeah.
and he's an expensive pickup. Is my point being.
It might not be.
I mean,
No,
we
it
don't
may not
know.
be.
Ain't my money.
It may not be,
no,
but
I'm not saying it's good.
And
But
how he's
again-
got some in the bank. So.
But again, a guy like that, right? He has 2 rings under his belt.
Right.
He's a Hall of Fame player.
Okay.
The agent says, "Look, the Cardinals. Nah, I don't want the Cardinals.
I want to
He
go there
says-
for.
He says, look, by half season,
Kyler's
we'll go
playing
back.
Call of Duty.
How he calls up, yeah, let me go to Philly. And he and Slay have a relationship, obviously,
Yeah.
back in the day with the Lions.
I seen an interview they had with Slay asking
Yeah.
about him.
Yeah.
Slay loves the dude.
Loves the dude. Yeah. So
Well, they've aligned.
yeah. So
Look-
I get what you're saying, but I don't think it's that. I think it's more so of like I'm going to be a rotational player, and if I'm going to be that, I want to go to the team where I have a chance. to win.
If Slay wants to make connections back to the Lions, maybe he'd like to call Megatron up. I mean, I'm just asking. I'm just
No, I
asking.
think we're good now.
I mean, like if you want, see if Barry's still available
Okay.
too.
No,
to return kicks.
So I guess my
Wait a minute,
question-
wait a
my
minute.
next
Norm
question
brings
is-
up. Norm brings up.
You
a
would
point.
know
I was
to
going
Megatron?
say that.
Huh?
Is Sue going to be that bad?
Yeah, here-
I have an answer for that.
Hold
Norm.
on, Norm. Yeah, and so Norm writes.
Badass is always badass.
I'm just saying.
Thoughts on Sue? Yeah,
What's
he's a
a
great
badass?
player,
Always
but
a
from other
badass.
teams' words, he's a cancer and has a
True.
bad attitude. Does this have an opposite effect? I don't think so.
Well, here's the thing. He's not the dog in that room,
no, he's not.
and he'll never be the
And
dog
he's,
in that
he's
room.
I think he's
That
beyond
room
that,
runs
ripping
through-
off face masks and stepping on guys'
That
heads.
room runs through Jason Kelsey, and I wouldn't want to be Atomic and Sue if I get on the wrong side of Jason Kelsey. Not because of physical, but Jason Kelsey would just blackball the guy.
Yep.
He'd be gone.
Yeah,
And he's going to get in line and do what everybody else on the team wants to do because he's not.
Kelsey has a team standing
Hey,
behind
but
him.
Yes,
you know what, man? I
And the
think,
city.
Yes.
I think those guys, because they're football players and they're that fraternity, they know him, man. They know he's not bad. Dude. I think that's more of like
Joey, wait till you hear
Pat.
this one.
6 men. This is a loaded meat locker. Love it.
okay.
Love you too, Pat.
No,
You
he ain't wrong.
kinky,
This is-
creepy son of a bitch.
Wow, he's on somebody's police blotter.
Oh yeah.
And let's bring it back to
Look at
Matisse.
that.
yeah. Anything at this point.
So let can I ask a question?
Sure.
You've
Go right
lost.
ahead.
So I'm flipping to the offensive side of the ball here. You've lost probably the third best tight end in the league for a few weeks.
That sucks,
Oh
man.
yeah.
Can
That
I ask
sucks.
a simple question?
And that would be.
Why haven't we seen a
Exactly.
bubble screen in 2 years?
Oh,
I can't answer that.
I kind of have an answer for that,
I don't know.
and it really isn't going to be something that's going to sit well with anybody.
Miles Sanders' hands catching the ball out of the
That's
backfield.
part of it. That's a big part of it. But the other part of it is aging legs. You're going to put Lane Johnson on and Jason Kelsey out on bubble screens on a consistent basis.
No,
Aging leg.
3 times a game. That's not
No,
consistent.
no. I'm just,
And
okay.
Kelsey can still pick him up
No,
and put him down, dude.
Mile young and can move.
I understand that.
He only runs a 5.1.
But I understand. I understand it. But what I'm gonna like lean heavier towards the Miles not being able to catch the ball, and I'm gonna lean also that this isn't part of the RPO. Is a bubble screen is not part of the RPO.
No, but they're going to need a different wrinkle now that Goddard's not there.
I agree.
Okay, and they don't have an answer at tight end as far as I'm concerned.
Well, Stoll's not
wait,
bad.
wait a minute.
Stoll's
Are they?
not bad.
No.
I brought this up the other
Stoll's
day.
not bad,
I
Joe.
brought this up on the Wednesday show for Al and Joey. I said, are they going to bring up Tyree Jackson?
Yeah, well, they did.
They put him up.
They did.
And I
But-
like him.
I like him.
I like them too, but
His ceiling's really high.
but
Well, we'll see.
we don't know because he's been out injured for a year
But
and a half.
Stoll's not bad, man.
Pat's pissed because the national media, a lot of them have the Colts winning tomorrow.
Oh,
Good.
good.
Yeah, and,
Good.
and Wayne Miller's
No
asking,
problem.
what do
Hungry
you
dogs run faster.
what do you expect Sunday from
Hungry
the game?
dogs
Aggressive,
run
soft, or
fast.
middle of the road?
So Frank, does JT have a good?
The
Big game
defense.
tomorrow?
The defense.
So what's
Does
Middle
JT
of
have a
the-
big game tomorrow on that defense?
Jeff Saturday's ass is going to hurt on
I think
Sunday.
so.
Tell
I
you
think
what.
Yeah.
First off,
Dave, can you answer that? question?
Saturday.
Saturday's ass is going
Dave,
to hurt
Dave,
on Sunday.
Dave, does JT have a big game tomorrow against that defense?
JT.
JT. Yes, JT.
JT. What are you talking
Who's JT?
Jonathan
Remote-
Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor.
Oh,
No, I don't think he's going to run.
running back?
Are you on that?
Look, he's going to get
Are you
his. That
friends
boy's
with him that much that you call him JT? Okay.
67, 70 yards.
he's
70
wishful.
yards.
He's wish.
Negative 22 yards.
70 yards.
He's wishful
I
dreaming.
got my-
70?
I got my Eagles score when
He
called.
needs.
Oh,
He needs the Eagles to come back to the Cowboys. That's
right
why
now,
he's talking
and
that way.
Dame says he's got a score for when we do our predictions, and I'm not messing with Dame right now. He's on fire.
I'm asking
okay?
I just asked a question. That's all I said.
No, I 70 yards.
Here's
70?
Here's
70.
my
Yeah.
feeling.
I'll hold you to that.
I-
In the first half.
I think
Huh?
70-75 is a fair assessment.
I am a little frightened about because Jonathan Taylor.
Coming off the injury.
You got to keep in mind, this is a guy as a running back that's been in conversations from whether it was last year or this year, the MVP.
Yeah.
And for any running back to be in that conversation at all is saying a lot.
Right.
And he's
I
young
knew what you were
and
talking
he's hungry. And what
I
my
got it.
feeling is this. After last week, I'm worried about the running back crew that's coming through.
Oh, we have a slew of.
It's a murderer's row.
Yeah, slew of killers.
It's a murderer's
Yeah.
row of running backs. And if you don't fix this, and this is why I'm so fired up with Jonathan Gannon, because guess what, dude? Your ass may be outside the damn NovaCare Center in 3 weeks because you might get completely
Grabbing an
exposed.
Uber to the airport.
I would rather. I would rather see
James
Gannon.
is the driver.
I would rather see Gannon sell out,
Might be
and
right,
attack
but I
the
don't
running
give a shit.
games that's going to be coming
Let's
at
be
him.
honest. Joe would be driving him
Right.
to the airport.
I would rather see Gannon sell out and
Captain Joe.
go eight in the box and stop the run. Okay, I would rather see, and then have us get beat over the middle because that gets our offense back on the field, and our offense can score with anybody. You want to get in a shootout with the Eagles? God bless you.
Yeah,
You know,
and
I mean,
that
this-
was a
It
big
ain't going to work out well for you.
that was a big storyline with Commanders because first half
I would love that, Robert. Do the
20
Kelsey brothers want to play on the same team?
24
that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
I don't think
Couldn't
they
afford
do.
it.
I
Couldn't
think
afford
they're
Nah, they
where
couldn't
they're
afford it.
at.
couldn't afford it.
No way.
Nah, they couldn't
Couldn't
afford it.
No
afford it.
way.
But
I think.
I mean, there was
gonna
actually
be done
talks.
after this year.
Travis is happy.
There was
where he's
actually
at.
talks that
He loves
Jason
Kansas City.
would have before he came back here. There was actually talks that Jason would go to Kansas City.
He might do it. You know,
He might do it for a
Farewell
1 year.
tour.
Yeah. With
With
his
his
brother
brother.
and Andy.
Travis
The guy
loves
who drafted him
Kansas City.
and his brother.
And he
might
loves
do it.
Andy. He's an Andy guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
and I wouldn't have a problem with
no, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either, honestly, because he deserves
because
to go
his
out on a good
replacement
time.
has been picked. So I'm not.
I wouldn't mind bringing Andy in as a quarterback coach and his brother over here for 1 year.
That'd be good.
But I will say this.
Downgrade Andy.
Just seeing if you're paying attention.
I will say this is that with
Go have a ham sandwich.
with Jason Kelsey, if he did
You
that,
can't down Big Red on that.
I still feel like he's
I like ham sandwich.
the heir apparent to the offensive coordinator with Statler.
So do I.
I feel like he's going to be the guy that takes over for Statler and
Who?
Jason Kelsey.
As the offensive coordinator.
No.
Offensive line coach.
Oh, yeah.
When Statlin goes,
I would like that. I wouldn't.
No, yeah, but I don't know if that's going to happen right away. I think
no.
Jason's going to take a couple years.
But Statlin's going to keep Jason on speed dial
Yeah.
for when it does.
I don't care what they have to pay that guy to keep him. They need to keep him.
Yes, in the
Because
building.
The
In
legacy.
building.
The legacy.
It's quite obvious. He's one
Now-
of the best O-line coaches in the history of the NFL.
I feel bad for
They already
most.
It's like the guy that did the Hogs.
I
They
feel
already
bad
paid
that
him.
guy.
They already
Yeah.
for
paid him.
most high school football coaches now
Why's that?
because Jeff Saturday, just because of his name alone, went from coaching high school football
Yeah.
to now coaching in the pros.
So did Doug Peterson.
No, he went from coaching.
Well, he went from high school.
Assistant.
He went
He
from
was
high school
assistant.
to the
No, Saturday
Chiefs.
never assisted
to the
anything. in
Eagles.
Right,
pros.
he never assisted anything. He
I
just
don't know
went
what
from-
I don't know what they were thinking in Indy, but
They're 1-0 with him.
I know.
Well,
They're about to be 1-1.
that owner, along with the Commanders owner, is batshit crazy.
Speaking of high school, doesn't Interboro has a big game today? Don't they? It's against Bonner. Did I read that? Right.
Who?
No. What's up?
Interboro High School is playing Bonner today at Ridley. It's a big game, big playoff game for Interboro.
Oh,
Let's go
Awesome.
Bucks.
Yep, Bucks are in the house.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's my feeling on the whole game as a whole. The Eagles have to control time of possession.
Yeah,
you
I
got
agree. I
crippled
agree. I agree.
by that against the Commanders. 24 to 6 in the first half.
That's
with the
why.
Commanders.
That's why.
5 possessions that averaged 13 plays.
That's why I go to Steichen a little bit too in that game.
That's scary.
Wasn't
There's
it
no
like,
reason-
like over
Nine-
30 minutes?
9 of
30 minutes?
12.
40
no
minutes.
reason for
46?
Sanders to have
Yeah,
one
I thought
carry in the first half.
I thought I read that.
9 of 12, the Commanders were on third downs in the first half alone.
They had
21 third
third
down.
downs. They had 21 third downs.
21 third down.
But you cannot have Sanders touching the ball one time in the first half. I mean, I don't.
That's right. He only had one carry, didn't he?
Yeah. So
And Sirianni got into that during the week about how he felt like the game's momentum was changing, and that's why he leaned away from it. But I don't buy it. I
No.
really don't buy it.
It's not like it's
Joe-
not Washington wasn't up 3 scores.
Joe,
you know?
Joe, I don't know what it is with these coaches. Every time in the first half, they're either up 10-3 or 10-7 or even down 10-7. Oh man, time wasn't on our dude. It's the first freaking half.
Yeah.
Run the football.
Yep.
All of this passing. You're making the defense not honest on the other side, and you're just making it predictable for your offense.
Someone made the comment
Kill me with that.
someone made the comment during this week that the first half that the Eagles played was like going back in time and watching Andy Reid coach this team. It was just pass heavy, and it wasn't like, okay, give the ball to the running back. But
And when
Hey,
they
do
did
you
give it
guys
to
think-
Sanders, he started running well. In the
do you
second.
guys think it's a matter of trusting the running game? Does Sirianni not trust it as much as he trusts the passing
A
game?
dead cat bounce?
I-
Where did you come up with that?
You never heard of the dead cat bounce?
No.
Wow.
Dead cat? Was that old school?
I understand that.
Throw a dead cat out a window.
What are
watch
we
what happens.
referring to? I know
It's-
the saying, but what are we referring
It's
to?
what your Cowboys do every season when they get in the
dead cat bounce.
the end of the
See,
year.
here we go again.
Is that what it was referring to, or was it?
No,
referring to-
Joe put up a
I
comment.
do have actual video of a dead.
Clarence Shippen knocks down 2 in a row, and the Raiders lead only by 20 with 20 seconds to go. So Serrano making things happen for the Aces, and they trail only by 20.
Dave Yarno
Dave
put up a
Yarno
shot.
for 3.
Oh.
That's a
Bounce right
Dead
there.
cat bounce, ladies and gentlemen.
And this episode of Pattison Ave Phanatics is brought to you by Dead Cat Bounce.
these on the delay, so I looked up and saw it.
If you have trouble with strays in
You
your
just
neighborhood,
love
just
that
Dead
video.
Cat
That's one of my
Bounce.
favorite videos of all time.
Send them to the Pattison Avenue Phanatics.
Check my Facebook later.
Dave will only be too happy to throw a brick with it.
That's okay. I'll pass on that one.
So, what was it in reference to? Though? What was the original?
His reference was Indy's win last week was a dead cat bounce.
How often does Frank throw dead cats out the window?
Okay,
But what you were saying about that?
I really hope Pete is.
I'm gonna
not
throw one
listening.
at your window today, Norm.
I really hope
You
Pete
got to
is not
ride to
listening.
get to where Norm's at.
That's all right. I got gas in the tank. Yeah, that's
Oh,
right. We didn't
boy.
kill the cat. We
You
just
bounced him around a little bit.
no, only after he was dead.
Oh my god.
Norm, are you working today? You're just hanging out in the office, messaging the show. Not that I mind.
You know, at this point, Norm, you could call in. I mean,
Nice.
you're messaging.
We should
off
pull
way
up a
up.
chair.
Yeah, Norm, call in, man. Give the number, TK.
All right, I'm
No,
on
if
it.
I see Gannon play
Tell him to call
soft
us.
stick
I'm texting you,
defense
Norm.
this
Give me
week,
a
I'm
second.
gonna.
He ought to, Matt Ryan should
But,
be on his back
here-
at least 4
here's-
times a month.
Here's my thing: is Matt Ryan doesn't strike any fear into me. I'm
That's why
sorry.
he should be
Well,
on
he
his back
never.
at
He's
least 4
never.
times
He's
a month.
never struck fear
Hey,
into the
Joey,
Eagles.
Joey,
The Eagles have
Joey.
always figured out a way to beat him.
Joey, Matty Ice.
Yeah,
He's coming.
Yeah,
And that ice has melted. He's more like Miller Ice.
Yeah.
It's not Matty
Miller,
Ice
he's
anymore.
more like Miller Light Ice.
Yeah. It's less filling. Yeah.
Doesn't
And it
taste
doesn't
great.
taste great at all
Doesn't taste
anymore.
It tastes bad, less filling.
Actually, I still
And I mean, listen, they have good
That would make them
receivers.
Iron
They
City.
do have
beer.
good receivers.
Don't get me wrong. They have good
and they have a
Yeah,
great
yeah,
running
yeah,
back too.
Yeah.
yeah. And but here's my
And their
feeling.
defense isn't that bad.
If
I have a stiff of a quarterback back there. He needs to be on his back 4 times. I need 3 picks. Real simple for me.
Well,
Okay, can
that
I
all
go-
comes down
Hey,
to
you
stop
are
effort.
greedy. Let me tell
no,
you.
no, no, I get
Mr.
greedy.
Greedy over there.
I want to win.
I'm going to
That's-
get greedier.
Obviously.
Well, that's what the Eagles did in the first 8 games.
I'm going to get greedier. I'm going to get
Mr.
greedier.
Greedy over there.
I'm going to get
I need
greedier.
3 picks.
I need 2
Brought
turnovers.
us back 4 times.
I need 2 turnovers. 2 turnovers
Right.
and 6 sacks.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I want
I don't need.
blood.
I don't need 6 sacks. I'll take 3 sacks and and 7 hits.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on the line with us right now, one of our great friends of the show. As soon as I can answer the phone here and turn it up, Norm. What's up, buddy?
Oh yeah, I'm on a three-way call here with PETA. We want to set up an appointment.
Norm, I was trying to get you in. I was
Norm.
trying to get you on last week to get some insight into, the Redskins and this week. I know you he texted me at like 9 something on Monday night. I got the eyeballs like looking to see where I was.
Hey, Norm.
Yeah, well, you got all the info on Washington you needed on Monday.
Yeah, we did.
Hey, Norm, we're having a bachelor party this week. Can you give me Snyder's number so I can hook up with some cheerleaders?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know they pay by the hour, Frank.
I know.
You know that, right?
I know that.
No.
Don't worry, in a little bit, Jeff Bezos will own the team,
Oh,
and
God
we'll all
help
be getting free Amazon stuff.
Free Amazon stuff. There you go.
Incredible.
So Norm, what did you take from this game Monday night?
Oh man, I took a win. That's what I took.
Okay. I mean, what did you?
Do you have hope with Heineke?
What positive did you see?
I never wanted Carson Wentz the first.
What positive did you see Monday night from
Who
Washington?
does, Norm?
And I mean, yeah, and this is a diehard Commanders fan saying he had wanted nothing to do with Carson.
Sound like my
I won. He was a bum when he was in Philly.
Well, not in 17.
Not in 17. After that knee
was-
injury is I would
16
agree.
and
Brian
17 he was very
Robinson
good.
running that ball.
Yeah.
He is a beast.
Yeah, he is a beast.
And even with 2 shots to the leg, he ran right through your cock.
So Norm, real quick.
Is this Pat?
So Norm, real
Wow.
quick, are you surprised that Antonio Gibson is playing as well as he is this year?
Oh yeah, I figured there'd be a lot more fumbles, but hey, you take what you can get, right?
No, never did I think I'd see the day on the Pattison Ave Phanatics Show where a Cowboys fan is interviewing a Commanders fan. It's not my fault, but
What
I
is happening?
apologize.
If we just get a Giants fan in here,
Oh,
we have
my
a whole
God.
NFC East.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to the chase, Norm. You guys aren't gonna make the playoffs. You're gonna be sitting down with Howie trying to get one
That's
of
right.
our draft picks. Will you willing to give up?
I
'Cause you're
don't
gonna need
care
a
about
quarterback.
making the playoffs. First of all, they beat the Eagles. That was the Super Bowl.
I know. Enjoy
I
your
don't
Super Bowl. We'll be down in DC for the parade next week.
Yeah.
But
Second of all, I think they're gonna play. What is that? Where they knock somebody out of the playoffs?
Spoiler.
I think that's
Spoiler.
gonna be
Playing
their,
spoiler.
their whole title this year.
right. So when you're in the lottery, and
Do they have a trophy for that?
draft? Are you going to negotiate with Howie to get one of our picks?
Yeah.
No.
And what are you willing to give up? Because you guys are gonna need a quarterback.
Yeah, you're going to need a quarterback.
You're gonna need a quarterback. We hold the cards.
I think.
So what do you
I
want to
think
do?
3 first rounders, 2 seconds, and a third ought to do it.
I think you give us 3 first
What, you
rounders
want-
from
you want
now
Wentz
to
back?
2031.
What?
That's true.
What? No.
Every 3 years, we get one of your first round picks. Every 3 years,
Great.
and
We're gonna have the number. We're gonna have the number 3 pick or 4.
Yeah.
Number 4
yeah,
pick.
yeah. We'll take Young. We'll take your yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Joey likes that.
Yeah.
What do you think about that,
You
Norm?
want Chase Young that played 5 games in 2 years?
We'll
or
take
something?
Well, yeah,
We'll
that's
take
fine.
him.
That's fine.
We'll
That's
take
fine.
him.
That's fine.
We'll take
I'll
Young.
take him.
Like that,
I
Frank?
like that.
Like my
I'll take
negotiating
him.
You
skills?
didn't go for
3
Deron
first, 2
Payne or
seconds, a
Jared
third.
Allen?
No.
They just get one of our first round picks.
Yeah.
We'll swap with you and give us Chase Young.
I like.
No, I want more than that.
I like the.
If they're gonna
Chase
get,
Young.
if they're gonna get a
Y'all can-
franchise quarterback out of this, 3 first, 2
You should have
seconds,
at
and a
least
third.
gone for Montez Sweat.
So what?
Yeah, you know what? Montez Sweat would not look bad. Okay, 2
Sweat on
first,
either side.
2 first,
Montez
2
Sweat can
seconds, and a
play,
third,
man. That
and
guy-
I'm
Montez
with
Sweat,
Frank.
and
Yeah,
you
we
get our
can't
pick.
get the Chase Young 2 first.
Yeah.
A Sweat.
I'll give you back one of the first round picks.
Can I get Montez and Chase Young and 2 first round picks?
Man, you are being greedy.
Only if you take Carson Wentz back.
Oh,
No,
fuck
no.
that.
No,
We don't want Sharman Wentz back,
No,
man.
no,
Come on, man. It's off like tissue paper.
No,
No, thank you.
Not allowed. 2 people are
And
not allowed.
by
in
the
city.
way,
And Carson did do pretty good on the sidelines with the headset on.
I mean, it was awesome.
well, you can't do wrong.
Yeah, that's
when
where he
you're holding a
belongs.
pencil.
Carson goes back to the
You
scene of
can't,
the
you
crime.
can't do a lot wrong
Wait,
when you're holding.
I
a
saw
pencil.
him kill
Is he-
3 men's in a ball.
Have they
with a
decided?
pencil.
Have they decided whether they're going to start him or not when he's
Yes.
healthy?
Yes.
I
He
don't
is?
know, but I believe in the legend of Heineke.
Ooh.
You have hope for Heineke? Yeah, is that what you're saying, Norm? You have hope for Heineke?
Hey, why not?
Yes,
He played well.
No,
He played
no.
well Monday night.
No.
You
He did.
better have.
he's been in for 5 games.
Yeah.
You have
won
better
4
odds.
and almost beat the Vikings.
You have better odds of winning the Powerball.
Oh, by the way, we did beat the Vikings.
Yeah, we took care of that.
Yeah, I know.
And by the way,
But
we beat the Commanders earlier this year, too.
That's right. So you're even with us. You're not ahead of us.
I just think it was funny how the Eagles were an 11-point over
13.
and
always-
lost by 11.
That always scares me, Norm. Whenever the Eagles are a
Unless
double
they
digit
win.
favorite, I always worry.
We're the
Unless they went
first team to go 3 weeks in a row to be favored in double digits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eagles are the first team.
And I mean that's the thing.
no,
is-
in a long time. 'cause
But we all-
I take that back. The Patriots were like that. too.
I will say this: we all saw that down the road coming up soon was going to be a trap game. We all called it. Last
I thought it
week.
would have been the Giants.
You know,
I thought it was
we
gonna
all
be the
went
Colts.
around and said what
Yeah,
our
but
trap
it
game
would've
was.
changed it.
We never
I
said
told
the
TK
Commanders.
the night before when we were playing COD that was the trap game.
Yep,
Yeah.
he did.
So Norm, did your boys beat Houston tomorrow?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I like it. I like the
Yeah.
confidence.
Yeah.
You know what? I want the Commanders to win out. Why not?
Why not?
I
I
mean,
just
it
want
would,
them
it
to
would
beat
keep
the
it would keep
Giants.
Norm in a good mood. Maybe he'd
Tonight,
jump on the
I'm
game
not
more
a
at night.
Giants fan.
I don't care.
You know, well, if
Yeah,
it
I
would
don't
keep
care.
Norm in a good mood, maybe he'd sponsor us.
Oh,
I'm in.
I know Norm would. I haven't sicked my
Frank's always
salesman
thinking
self.
something of
I
that.
haven't
Yeah,
sicked
it's-
my salesman self on Norm yet because he's my friend.
Well, Norm, I'm
Well, you
not
can't
above.
sell to a salesman, buddy.
I know. Yeah, there you
That's
go.
right.
I could sell a shit covered popsicle to a girl with white gloves, Norm. You better believe it.
I've sold some ice cubes to ice once.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
Well, Norm,
know
you're a good
baseball's
seller.
over.
Because, I
Hey,
mean, you're a good salesman, Norm, because you're selling the Commanders an awful lot. So.
Yes.
that's my team since I was born, man. You know how that is. There was
Yeah.
a couple times where I wanted to roll, but no, can't do it.
No,
They
you
have so
can't
much
do it. You
extra
can't
stuff.
do it. Norm, were you born and raised down there?
I'm born and raised by Pottsville.
Oh, wait. Okay. Well, why is it the Commanders
Well,
and not like the
Pottsville
Steelers?
Maroons.
I don't get
You don't know anything about the Pottsville Maroons?
the possible what?
Maroons,
The Maroons? No.
not morons.
Oh,
Maroons.
come on.
No, I don't know the Pottsville Maroons.
We're not
They were a
talking about
professional
Dave here.
team.
Pottsville Maroons.
Oh, you know what? I think I do remember.
Keep talking,
hearing this.
Joey. Keep
I
talking.
do think I do remember hearing this. Where
The curse on the Arizona Cardinals, why they can't win a Super Bowl?
Bill Bidwell?
Wow.
No, look up the Maroons curse.
Fired.
I thought it was because
Okay,
they changed their
I
name.
will. I will. I'll look. I'll
But
do my-
anyway, when baseball starts, I'm putting it out there. I want a Pattison Ave at the Park Day.
Oh, that would be
I
awesome.
want everybody to go.
Pattison Ave at the
Yeah.
Park Day?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Start with a tailgate.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah.
We'll have to call Vince for that.
We can go old school a little bit with pre-gaming before on air and then drinking and continuing on air.
Yeah. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. I like that idea, Norm. We'll
Yeah.
do that. Baseball season, I'm in for that.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
Hey,
You get
why not?
Definitely.
I'll bring people from up here. We'll have a big party.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. All right, look, we're gonna get our predictions in before we get out of here. Norm, give me your Eagles prediction. Eagles, Colts tomorrow, 1:00.
Be honest, Norm.
Just because I'm on with you guys,
No, be honest.
I'm going to go with the Colts, 31-28.
Shocker.
Oh, get out of here,
Shocker.
Norm. Go fix a
And then it's
carburetor.
gonna run.
Don't sell a car, Norm.
All right, Norm. Thanks for jumping
Have a
on,
good
brother.
day, guys.
Later, homie.
Whose ghost
Love you,
just came
man.
through the door there?
Norm, did your ghost just
The
come through the door?
ghost is back.
The ghost is back.
The ghost is with the mostest. Eagles predictions for Sunday.
My dad just left the building.
Joe, yeah, there you go. Joe Marks.
No, your dad just walked in the door.
Eagles, Colts.
Eagles.
I do not think this is going to be a blowout. I honestly think it's going to be closer than what people would want.
Okay.
I think it's going to be 27-17 Birds.
Ooh.
I do not feel like they're going to score a lot just because I think they're going to rectify their mistake of what Damon brought up earlier of not running the ball and controlling the game. So I feel like the Eagles are not going to go air raid over the Colts. I think they're going to try to really attack them on the run front. So 27-17 Birds.
Interesting.
Go ahead, Dave.
I know I picked the Eagles last week. I picked them and they lost. Go figure that one.
Do me a favor, don't pick the Eagles this week,
Yeah,
Dave.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually not. I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Colts 20.
Good.
Colts 24. Eagles 21.
All right, I like it.
Good.
James.
Colts-
Good. Benny.
Colts 24. Eagles 21.
I think it's going to be a better game than it was last week. I think, what's his name? Darius Leonard, Shaquille Leonard. I don't think he's going to be a big factor for that defense. Actually, no, I think he's hurt, actually. I think he's going to be out. And it's going to probably hurt them a little bit. And they're going to come back to earth. And I think the Eagles are going to win. Okay, score. I think it's going to be 23-17 Eagles.
Ooh.
Frank, I think we don't know what happened in that Eagles locker room. It wasn't good for some people.
Yep.
And it's definitely not going to be good for the Colts this week.
I like it.
38-10 Eagles.
You think there's fire? You
I
think that?
I
Oh,
think-
yeah.
I think there's going to be dead horseshoes on the field.
So wait a
this
minute.
Oh,
So wait,
wow.
so wait, the horseshoe's
Love
not,
it.
no lucky horseshoe tomorrow?
week. No lucky horseshoes.
Yeah, I think that horseshoe's lucky tomorrow.
That, you know,
His mother was a mother.
no leaners, no ringers.
Okay. No.
Just a lot of empty horseshoes.
That's a mayor.
Damon Salim.
So Frank and I are similar in our thought process. I think this team is wired. It woke them up last week, the loss they had from the coaching staff to the quarterback on down. 42-17.
Oh,
My man.
now that is that's an impressive prediction.
I want you to understand something.
Whoa.
The side of the table that went that way have been around a few years.
Yeah. You have almost as many years as Embiid had points in the last 3 games.
Right. That's right. Between us, yes, you're
In the
not
last
lying.
three-
You're
in
not
the
lying.
last three- in the last 3 games, 133.
How old
So
are you?
last week and obviously starting against the Texans, I saw some you saw some glaring issues.
Absolutely.
Howie Roseman wasted almost no time
Right.
going out
He couldn't sleep. He
and
couldn't sleep together.
and shoring up what is already a pretty solid defense. Missing a mountain of a man is going to leave holes. I'm hoping this not only woke up the D line, but this woke up the guy who's implementing the plays for the defense. And I would love to see a 4-3 out there, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what package you have out there. Like some of you guys have already said, this is a team that's now pissed off. Yep. It's used often in sports, but I truly do believe that Washington woke the sleeping giant.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
And now you have
More like
an angry, motivated Philadelphia Eagles. And don't get it twisted. If you don't think that the other players on the offense aren't hearing what they're saying now that Goddard's missing, don't think the offense is just going to come in and play mundane football.
No.
Philadelphia Eagles 38,
Ooh.
Washington Redskins 10.
Washington Redskins.
We got two
Indianapolis
38
Colts.
Yeah.
238.
I forget it's the Commanders. Dave, I was on a roll. Give me a break.
They're
Indianapolis
not playing the
Colts.
Commanders.
We're playing the Colts.
That's right. That was last week. See, I was so gone.
Yeah.
You're
We
right.
got you. We got
That's
you.
what, I'm like, give me a break, Dave.
Drilling back.
And I'm even saying the wrong team.
Drilling
I don't
back
give a
in.
shit who we're playing this week. 38-10 Eagles.
That's right. And they're mad because Frank Wright got fired.
So
Well, last week you had the Commanders scoring 5 points.
So
I did have.
You did.
I have a question though. So with Sue and Joseph, this is one thing we didn't really cover. So
Am I missing
they're going to
something
be on
here?
the team. They're going to be on the team for the rest of the season.
Yes, they are.
So
Yes, sir.
when Jordan
I'm tired,
Davis,
Dave.
when Jordan Davis
can
does
tell.
come back,
Yes, sir.
when Jordan Davis does come back,
Now, we
and
were
you're gonna
talking to
have
Norm.
that
We were
and
talking to
that,
Norm.
Yes.
And the beauty and the beauty about that, Frank appreciates this.
Yes.
Now you don't have to put the
Dave.
pressure on the young fella. You
Yep.
just let him come back gracefully. He doesn't have to.
If-
come back
But
like.
that's him and Sue on the same line. Just
And
scared the
Lindell
fuck
Joseph.
out of me.
And Lindell Joseph. And Hargrave.
Dak Prescott.
That rotation is not going to be fun for
Dude,
running backs.
Tyron will-
Jonathan Gannon
When
screws
DP
that
from
up,
Dallas,
you will hear a different tone.
Mr. Man over there.
I think
Tyron-
Jonathan Gannon's
Tyron
been
will be
hobbled.
back soon. So
When
you
DP,
just wait.
I think he's been
Tyron will
hobbled.
be back
when
soon.
DP from Dallas sees those two, He's gonna be shaking in his boots. to Dak
Okay.
Prescott.
I love it.
Okay.
And
love
guess what?
I got a prediction.
Tyrod will be back.
Dave,
Minnesota 32, Cowboys 24.
You want to no?
Yes.
No.
Well, that's his prediction, and
No.
he's entitled to it.
well, here's my feeling is
Minnesota's
I have to do a
You
mea
realize,
culpa.
you realize Dallas is
I have to
one
do a
against
mea
Minnesota,
culpa in the sense that
and we
I
beat him with
said-
Cooper Rush last year.
I said Minnesota was
We went into
fraudulent,
Minnesota, beat him with Cooper Rush last year.
and I think even if
Different
Kirk
Minnesota
Cousins
team.
chokes
Not
for
really.
the rest of the season, they're still
Not
going to make
really.
the playoffs. So I
Well,
can't
they're-
really say that Minnesota is as fraudulent
Actually,
as I
I need
thought. they
that
were.
And like Dave was saying, there's a big Delco matchup today with the Interborough Bucks and the Ridley Raiders. Here's another
And we're all set to
that
Brent Shippen knocks down 2 in a row, and the Raiders lead only by 20 with 20 seconds to go. So Serrano making things happen for the Aces, and they trail only by 20.
Dave Yarno,
Dave Yarno for 3.
Oh.
That's a brick.
shot one of these days,
One of these
David.
days.
I
Hey,
swear.
hey, listen, I take that back.
Take what back?
I need you guys to win tomorrow.
Yeah,
You
you
had a great
do.
weekend too, Norm.
Yeah, you want us to win tomorrow.
You know,
New
ESPN.
rotation. Yeah, Wayne Miller. Right before we get out of here, Wayne Miller says new rotation when Jordan returns is going to be extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
Sick.
Oh
Scary.
my God.
I I just thought about that in the ending because I'm like, wait a minute, Jordan's going to come back, and
Yes,
we're
he
going
is
to
in
have
3
Sue,
weeks. In 3
and
weeks.
we're going to have Sue and Joseph, Hargrave, and Cox.
Just in time
Yeah.
for the Thanksgiving.
I mean,
Christmas Eve game.
Good luck. I mean,
Yeah.
but Gannon could screw this up. I'm still on that.
Like I said,
They
Joe,
could screw this up.
I think they hobbled Gannon this week.
All right.
Got him.
All right.
You better
Well,
cripple that ass.
well, listen.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that Jeffrey actually went to Howie and said, "Get it right"?
No,
in-
Howie.
No, Howie didn't even need Jeffrey to go to him.
No.
All right, I didn't know we had
Sirianni. Sirianni.
In the third quarter of the Washington game, Howie Roseman was on the phone with Sue's agent.
No,
Yeah,
hear me out.
Sirianni.
Yeah.
Sirianni.
Hear me
went
out.
to him.
Hear me out. Do you think Jeffrey went to Howie and said, "If you don't get this right,
No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Jeffrey
No.
didn't say a word.
Jeffrey didn't have to say a
It
word.
was Sirianni. and
Jeffrey's
Howie.
name is not Jarrett.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
no, I'm just saying."
No.
No, it was the genius Howie Roseman
Howie
yet
did it.
again.
It was Howie.
None of the
Yet again. Yeah.
look, nobody in the front
Fire
office,
Howie.
nobody in the front office was happy with what happened last
I'm
week.
saying,
I
you don't
He
think-
didn't need
you don't think
Jeffrey to
Jeff-
tell
You don't
him.
think Jeff had anything to do with
No.
it?
Nah.
I still
No, we
love
run our
him.
shit tight like that.
And Joey
All he did was give the okay to sign those two guys.
Joey Sheeran
We
brought
only
this up
call
on
Jeffrey when we need him.
Joey Sheeran brought this up on
We
the
don't
group
need
Write
text.
the check, Jeff.
Right.
Write the check, Jeff.
Matty B,
Right the check,
you can't
bro.
hide forever. I know you got crickets because
Yeah, Matty
the
B.
frog's in your throat, but you can't hide forever.
I mean, it's safe to
He's
say
going
that
to have to
Howie's
pay
a
a bet
better-
with me. He's going to have to
it's safe
come on our
say that
airways.
Howie's a better general manager than Jerry and his sons combined.
Really?
It's safe to say
I wouldn't go that far.
What you think? T?
I wouldn't go that far.
When's it? 95?
I wouldn't go that far.
I don't think you went solid.
95?
You guys went and got it. We got
You
it.
still have
before
four
you
to
got
catch up.
You
TK.
got before we got it.
Yes, you do.
Wow, did he just go old rings?
I did.
Just one.
I did. I did.
Did he just
48, 49, 60,
It
2017.
doesn't count.
Why
Excuse
doesn't
me,
it
the
count?
NFL championships?
Dave.
Yes, they do count.
Dave, they
They count for the purpose of your narrative. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. I
They don't
mean,
count.
the Canadians have wins before the Stanley Cup was around. The Yankees have
Right,
wins
can we
before
end this-
Major League
end this
Baseball.
show?
Oh, you want to get out now because you don't like the
Joe.
show?
Let him
End
get
the
out.
show. We're done.
For Joe Marks, for Dave Yarnold, James Scores, of Frank Finnegan, Damon Salim. I'm Tom
Fun
Kelly.
show today.
This is the Pattison Ave Phanatics Show. Go Birds! Go Birds!